The more we learn about our ancient ancestors, the more they surpass our expectations. We always underestimate them until a discovery reminds us they were not just smarter, but far more capable than we ever imagined. From artifacts that predate writing itself to forgotten monuments aligned with the heavens, these are the 15 shocking finds that changed everything we know. Number 15. The red ochre manuscript of Blombos Cave Well. Long before the ancient people of Mesopotamia ever thought about writing, someone had already begun leaving symbols behind. In 2002, archaeologist Christopher Henshelwood found a small piece of red ochre inside Blombos Cave on South Africa's southern coast, dating to around 75,000 years ago. It carried a carefully engraved cross-hatched pattern, now considered one of the oldest known symbols ever made by human hands. The engraving itself is real. The legend surrounding it is another matter. According to later stories, the ochre fragment belonged to a much larger collection known as the red ochre manuscript, where the same symbol appeared again and again across countless slabs. Some believed it preserved dreams instead of words, trapping thoughts inside repeated marks rather than writing them down. Whether legend or imagination, archaeology raises its own questions. Similar cross-hatched designs appear on other ochre pieces, shell beads, and bone tools from the same cave across thousands of years. That tells us the pattern mattered. It was remembered. It was taught. But after 75,000 years, no one can say what those lines were trying to preserve. Number 14. Lamassu. The Mesopotamian gatekeeper A statue standing at a city gate doesn't usually make people feel safe. But the Lamassu was meant to do exactly that. These towering guardians stood at the entrances of Nimrud, Khorsabad, and Nineveh, each carved from a single block of alabaster weighing up to 40 tons and rising about 14 feet high. Their appearance was unforgettable: a human head, the body of a bull or lion, powerful eagle wings, and one detail almost everyone misses: 5 legs. Viewed from the front, the creature stood perfectly still. From the side, it appeared to walk beside you. It was a brilliant artistic solution that made the guardian seem both watchful and forever in motion. Excavated by Austin Henry Layard during the 1840s, many survived nearly 2,500 years before others were destroyed by ISIS at Nimrud in 2015. Their purpose never changed. They guarded royal gateways, symbolized strength, wisdom, and divine protection, and reminded every visitor that crossing that threshold meant entering a place watched by something greater than man. Number 13. The star map of Nabta Playa. Back in 1974, archaeologist Fred Wendorf was surveying the lonely stretches of Egypt's Nubian desert when a tiny circle of weathered stones caught his eye. At first, they looked no different from many rocks scattered across the sand. But when he looked closely, he saw that upright slabs, fallen markers, and carefully planned sightlines formed a circle about 4 meters wide. It wasn't random, it was deliberate. Today, the site is known as Nabta Playa. Radiocarbon dating places it at 7,000 years old, making it older than Stonehenge, older than the Great Pyramids, and even older than writing itself. Several stones align with the summer solstice, while others point toward the circumpolar stars. Astronomer Thomas Brophy later suggested that parts of the arrangement may even reflect Orion's belt, as it appeared far earlier than the monument itself. Legends speak of a polished basalt star map once protected by the circle, said to predict eclipses before being broken apart and buried. Whether that story is true or not, one fact is hard to ignore. The alignments work. The knowledge is real. The question is, where did it come from? Number 12. The Humbaba Mask of Babylon. Long before the ancient Sumerians crowned their first kings, they were already writing about a being called Humbaba, It was not quite a god or quite a demon, but something placed by Enlil to guard the cedar forests of Lebanon and Syria. A clay plaque now held by the British Museum, catalogued as BM 1C24 and dated to around 1800 BC, shows the face they gave him. That face is the real problem. It is formed from one continuous coil resembling intestines, folded from forehead to chin in a maze-like pattern that no living creature possesses. The same design appears on plaques and cylinder seals from different cities and centuries, suggesting Sumerian artists were following an established image rather than inventing freely. Well, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Humbaba's roar is a flood, his breath is fire, and his hearing reaches 60 leagues. After Gilgamesh kills him, Enlil does not celebrate. He mourns and curses the murderer. Centuries later, the Cedar Lands were stripped bare. Was Humbaba simply a bad monster or a god? Number 11. Ancient Thai religious sandstone slabs wars don't just claim lives. Sometimes they erase pieces of history as well. During the Vietnam War, 2 carved sandstone temple lintels vanished from Thailand before quietly making their way into the United States. More than 60 years later, in 2021, they finally returned home. These weren't ordinary blocks of stone. They once rested above temple entrances, supporting the structure while telling sacred stories through detailed carvings. One portrays Yama, the Hindu god associated with death and justice, while the other depicts Indra, ruler of the heavens. Dating sandstone is rarely straightforward, but specialists place both pieces between the late 10th and early 11th century during the height of the Khmer Empire's influence. Their artistic style closely matches temples shaped by Cambodian architecture, revealing just how far that civilization's culture had spread. No one has ever been officially blamed for stealing them, and Thai authorities seem more interested in preservation than punishment. But who truly built them? Number 10. The Denisovan Bone Atlas, the Denisova Cave in Siberia's Altai Mountains, is already famous for changing everything we thought we knew about human history. But the discovery that started it all was almost unbelievably small. In 2010, geneticist Svante Pääbo and his team at the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology extracted DNA from a tiny finger bone, barely large enough to rest on a fingernail. The results revealed a completely unknown branch of humanity. It wasn't Homo sapiens, and it wasn't Neanderthal. It belonged to a population now known as the Denisovans. Today, we still have no complete skeleton, no face, and no written record. Only a finger bone, a handful of teeth, a jawbone, and a genome. That genome also revealed something even more surprising. Denisovans and modern humans had children together, leaving traces of their DNA in millions of people across Melanesia, Australia, and parts of East and Southeast Asia. Legends speak of a mammoth bone atlas recording these forgotten peoples. The atlas may be fiction, but the vanished human family it describes is very real. Number 9. The creepy Anzu bird. Why would ancient Sumerians imagine a creature so dangerous that stealing one tablet caused the universe itself to stop working? The being was called Anzu, a vast eagle-bodied figure with a lion's head whose wings stirred storms and whose roar split the sky. Its target was the Tablet of Destinies, the divine object said to hold the laws that kept existence in order. Once Anzu carried it to a mountain summit, rituals failed, prayers went unanswered, and even the gods lost their authority. The earliest surviving images go back to roughly 2450 BC, including the Stele of the Vultures, where Anzu appears without explanation, meaning the audience already knew the story. The anatomy is just as curious. Similar storm birds appear in the thunderbird traditions of several indigenous North American peoples, while Garuda, the Persian roc, and the Jewish Ziz add further echoes across distant cultures. Archaeology offers no lion-faced bird capable of generating weather. So was Anzu merely a shared human invention, or did separated civilizations preserve the memory of the same feared intelligence in the sky? Well, we don't know. Number 8. The mysterious well of Santa Cristina. Some ancient structures seem determined to keep one question alive forever. Why were they built? The well of Santa Cristina in Sardinia is one of them. Dating back more than 3,200 years to the Nuragic civilization, the monument looks far too carefully planned to have served as an ordinary water well. A perfectly cut stone staircase descends into an underground chamber where still water waits below. Every block fits with great precision, and the architecture feels deliberate from top to bottom. The surrounding ruins hint at homes, gathering places, or ceremonial buildings, but without written records, certainty disappears. Its modern name comes from a nearby Christian church, yet the well itself is many centuries older. During certain times of the year, sunlight and moonlight align with the opening above, leading some archaeologists to suspect astronomical or religious value. Even so, no theory has gained universal acceptance. Number 7. The Book of Enoch. Back in 1773, Scottish explorer James Bruce returned from Ethiopia carrying 3 handwritten copies of a book most of Europe believed had vanished forever. For more than 1,400 years, the Book of Enoch had remained part of the Ethiopian Bible, while the Western Church had rejected it centuries earlier. What scholars found inside was nothing like the familiar Genesis story. The text speaks of 200 watchers, heavenly beings led by Samyaza, with Azazel among their leaders, who descended to Mount Hermon and taught humanity forbidden knowledge. One taught weapon-making, another astronomy, others herbs, enchantments, and even cosmetics. Their crime was not violence. According to Enoch, it was teaching. The book was respected by early Christian writers such as Tertullian, Origen, and Irenaeus, and the Epistle of Jude even quotes it directly. Fragments discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947 confirmed the text was ancient. So why was one of early Christianity's best-known books removed from the biblical canon? Number 6. Lost civilization of Puerto Rico. History usually leaves behind a trail. These stone figures don't. More than 800 hand-carved figurines from Puerto Rico have puzzled researchers ever since they first surfaced during the 1800s. For decades, many dismissed them as clever fakes. That opinion changed after a detailed scientific analysis published in 2019, which showed the carvings genuinely date to the 14th or 15th century. Under magnification, researchers even found traces of red pigment and gold leaf, revealing they were once carefully decorated rather than simple stone carvings. Their appearance is unlike anything else recovered from the Caribbean or neighboring cultures. Even more puzzling are the symbols engraved across several pieces. A few researchers have wondered whether they represent a forgotten writing system, though no evidence links them to the Maya, Aztecs, or any known pre-Columbian script. Local tradition credits a monk named Jos Mara Nazario with discovering them, but no official record confirms he ever existed. Number 5. The Nag Hammadi codices. Sometimes history survives because someone refuses to obey. In 1945, Egyptian farmer Muhammad Ali al-Saman struck a sealed clay jar while digging near Nag Hammadi. Inside rested 13 leather-bound codices containing 52 ancient texts, preserved beneath the desert for almost 1,600 years. A few pages were sadly burned as cooking fuel before anyone realized what they were. Scholars believe monks buried the books after Bishop Athanasius in 367 AD. Ordered non-canonical Christian writings destroyed. Instead of burning them, they sealed them away. Among the manuscripts was the Apocryphon of John, presenting a version of creation that overturned familiar Christian teaching. It describes the demiurge, a lower creator who fashioned the material world, while the highest divine source remained beyond it. Other texts, including the hypostasis of the archons, claim humanity carries a divine spark that certain rulers feared people would awaken. For nearly 16 centuries, those ideas remained beneath Egyptian sand. The question is simple: were they dangerous heresy, or beliefs someone wanted forgotten? Number 4. Mehen. The Egypt game board games are older than most people imagine. But not every game survives with its rulebook. Mehen is one of history's best examples. It appeared in ancient Egypt around 5,000 years ago, remained in use for roughly 700 years, and then simply disappeared. Its board was shaped like a tightly coiled serpent, named after Mehen, the snake deity believed to protect the sun god Ra. Playing pieces often took the form of lions, marbles, or small rounded tokens. Archaeologists have recovered complete boards from tombs and have spotted the game in ancient artwork, proving it was once widely known. Then, the trail ends. No written instructions have ever been found. Every move, every rule, every winning strategy vanished with the people who played it. Some experts have even suggested it may have influenced later serpent-themed games, though no direct link has been proven. So, for now, this game is still a perplexing puzzle. Number 3. The This is one of those ideas that sounds symbolic until you notice how often it returns. In Sumer, the Kur was not merely the underworld. It was also a living presence beneath the earth, serpentine, and tied to the structure of the world itself. Its breath moved below the ground, its roar came through earthquakes, and ancient texts such as the Descent of Inanna treated Kur as both a place and an entity. Then the same pattern appears elsewhere. The Norse had Jörmungandr encircling the world. The Aztecs described Cipactli, whose body became the land. Vedic tradition gave us Vritra, the serpent blocking the cosmic waters, while Job speaks of Leviathan with iron like bones and fire in its breath. These beings do more than frighten people. They hold, block, support, or contain something essential. Remove them, and the order of the world begins to fail. So why did cultures with no shared language keep imagining the same solution beneath creation? Something enormous, reptilian, and alive. Well, now, let's move to number 2. Burnt city. Ancient figurine cities usually leave behind walls, temples, and broken pottery. Share Sokte, better known as the Burnt City, left behind something far harder to explain. This Bronze Age settlement in southeastern Iran flourished more than 5,000 years ago, yet was abandoned around 4,400 years ago for reasons still debated. Even today, archaeologists have explored only about 4% of the site. During excavations announced in 2021, researchers uncovered a collection of small human and animal figurines unlike those found in neighboring civilizations. Most of the animals resemble cattle, but the human figures follow an odd pattern. Men always stand. Women are always seated. That single detail has sparked years of debate. Did standing represent authority, or did the seated women hold higher status? Without written records, nobody can answer with confidence. What makes these figures so compelling isn't their age, but their individuality. Their style doesn't fit Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, or ancient Iran. They seem to belong to another era. Number 1. The ice tablet of Doggerland. We're not the only ones to watch the world change around us. Long before recorded history, an entire homeland disappeared beneath the sea. Today we call it Doggerland, the lost landscape that once joined Britain to mainland Europe. The first real hint arrived in 1931, when a British fishing trawler pulled up a barbed antler point trapped inside a lump of peat from the North Sea. The discovery confirmed that dry land, forests, rivers, and human settlements had once existed nearly 40 meters below the waves. During the last ice age, sea levels stood about 120 meters lower than they do today, allowing people to live there for thousands of years before the ocean steadily reclaimed the land. Around 6200 BC, the Storegga slide triggered a massive tsunami that swept across what remained. Stories later grew around an engraved stone known as the ice tablet, said to record the rising sea in a spiral pattern. No evidence has ever confirmed it existed. Even so, every year fishing nets continue lifting mammoth bones and tools. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you soon in the next one.